Coach, you guys have been solid this season in matchups and games that on paper you should win. What's the key, in with the guys in terms of not taking an opponent lightly?
I think the most important thing is to have a professional approach to the game. You can do that by, coming out with a great competitive spirit. You can do that with coming out with a growth mindset, trying to get better every day. But the reality is guys got to dig deep and find reasons every night to want to be out there and want to get better.
Any early feedback on how Ben is taken to the epidural?
I don't have any update on that.
Going off that with Ben, has he had an MRI since all of this has arisen with his back?
I believe he has, but I think that's old news. I'm not sure that I think that was a couple weeks ago.
I guess kind of following up on all that, are there like certain benchmarks that you're looking for from him to be able to get back on the floor? Like, I guess, what are you guys looking for?
That's really a question for the medical staff. Like, I don't, the ins and outs of his back injury. I couldn't speak on with a, great level of education and security right now.
I guess, how do you lead this team and kind of be in the dark on that? Like, how does that influence the way you lead the team?
I think we just have to focus on who's available right now. Whenever Ben's available, we'll be very excited, and we'll get to work on trying to find cohesion. But right now, we just got to focus on the games in front of us and who is available and trying to manage the current squad. It's an important part of the season for us still, trying to, stay in a decent place seating wise, but also get better and put ourselves in a better position with hopefully some more health to play at a high level. I think it's, we've talked about it before, but our runway is short here, so we got to take advantage of these days.
Just back on that MRI, it was clean though?
What does clean mean? I mean, I think he's got something with his back, but
like a strain or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess also in addition to that, I hate to ask you this again, but the mayor a couple of days ago said that he wanted to peel back certain restrictions, and today the health commissioner said that it's actually going to be indefinite. As a coach who's trying to build towards a championship, how difficult it is to deal with that sort of whiplash?
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, but it's really, I think, again, an exercise in controlling the controllables. So it'd be, I think it's important for me and for the group to not get too sidetracked with things that we don't have control over. So just trying to come in every day and be purposeful with our approach with the players, with their growth, what we're asking them to do and accomplish, and at the same time trying to win games. That's plenty to focus on for us, and just not trying to be brought down or overburdened by things that we can't control.
Do you feel like there's been enough clarity from the mayor's office or from what you're hearing?
I really don't know that it's going to benefit anyone for me to comment on it, so I'll stay away from it.
Steve, Bruce last year had success in a really unique role, and as kind of personnel and circumstances have been different this year, has he had to find kind of different ways to make himself effective?
Yeah, I think last year we had tons of shooting, and so whenever he was rolling to the basket, the floor was spaced. This year, we've had a lot of shooters injured, unfortunately, so there's been less space for the role. I think they've brought over second defenders much more readily, and so it has taken some of that away from Bruce. But he's still such a competitive, defensive-minded player that he plays with so much energy and patience. On the offensive end, he can find his places down there as well and help our team. So he's adapted very well lately.
Steve, the other night, Toronto has caught Cleveland now for 6. Are you paying attention to that race at all? Obviously, if you guys have to come through to play-in, not having to go to Canada would obviously, help you guys.
Yeah. Not that I'm oblivious to all that, but I'm not like, refreshing my screen to find out what the standings are. And, we're focusing on ourselves, trying to improve, trying to put ourselves in a position where we'll be ready for that game no matter who we play.
Steve, what have you seen from Claxton over these last couple of games, and are there things that he's showing that are clear you will need even when LaMarcus is back?
Yeah, I think Nic's been great. He's like I keep saying, a unique profile for us, and that he's so good defending on the perimeter. protecting the rim. His mobility is able to get in and out of pick and rolls is helpful as well offensively. He's offensive rebounding at times. So just having that kind of youth and athleticism and activity has been really helpful for us. And like I said, it's a unique profile for our squad.
Dragic's game very well, and everybody was, within the organization excited about him coming aboard. But with him coming off of his, best game in a Nets uniform, what excites you most about what he brings to the table at this time where, there's immense pressure in the regular season?
Yeah, I think, Goran's added a lot of IQ, toughness, competitiveness, and he's not afraid. He rises, in pressure moments. So, before we even get into the skill of being able to deliver passes, read pick and rolls, those characteristics are on display, I think, and are really helpful for our group.
Just get back to Ben for a second. When you were watching him right after the deal, were there any initial signs that he was having any back problems at all?
I can't remember now what happened right after the deal. We were on the road, I think. Yeah, I can't even remember where he was at when he got here.
So when you saw him the first couple times when you were watching him, did he have any issues?
I can't remember if where it stayed, it was that a month ago. I can't remember if he was having issues or if it flared up or if it was, but he hasn't practiced yet for us. So
what has he done since he's been here? And from a workout standpoint,
he's done some individual workouts. Then he had the flare up, and so that's the next step. That's a step he hasn't got back to yet, is individual on-court workouts.